Hi, I'm Professor Emerita Lenora Ford Brown from the University of Utah Piano Faculty. I have taught the Chopin Revolutionary Etude hundreds of times in my teaching career. I promise you that the information I share with you today will help you play this piece more expressively and with less technical difficulties. I will give you valuable tips about pedaling, phrasing, tone quality, effective practicing, and most importantly, I will focus on the right hand. You can find all kinds of videos and tutorials out there that'll focus on the left hand. And the left hand is a tour de force for sure. But the right hand is the soul of the etude. I'm excited to help you play this piece the way you hope to. You will need to stick with me because some of the most valuable tips will be deep into the lesson. I will be answering your questions such as, how do I pedal this piece? Another question, how do I interpret the melody and phrase it? These two notes go to this note. Then it's very soft. There's an accent and then a diminuendo. Accent to here. Crescendo to here. Now, connect that into this chord. You may wonder how to get good tone quality to sound powerful and yet not harsh. The answer to that lies in how you use your arm. Now I use my arm for the power, then I immediately release the tension in my wrist to allow the sound to be more round. Here I do the same thing. Arm, release. Arm, release. You may ask, how do I make this piece sound like the musical masterpiece it is, and not like a technical exercise for the left hand? If you look at this line, you just play the right hand alone. You hear the music in that line. It's in the right hand. It's not in the left. It's in the right hand, the beautiful melody. That's all comprised of the beauty of the chords, the dynamics, the stretto, which the stretto means to push toward the top chord and then taking some time on the top chord. You might want to know how to practice more effectively. Let's take this part, for example. How would you practice this area right here where you have this chord? Now, I would connect that with the third finger up to this chord because he has it slurred. Then up, up. And what I was very conscientious about there was my wrist movement, my pedaling, and my dynamics. That's the way to practice effectively, to make sure you have a good understanding in your head how you want it to sound before you actually play the piece. I encourage you to watch my daughter's lesson on this piece for tips about mastering the technical challenges of the left hand. Now let's get started. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying this video, would you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe? It really helps our channel and helps us to reach more people. When you play the first chord, try to voice it by using your elbow and your arm like this. If you push your elbow out, is going to give more strength to your fifth finger. If your hand is small, here's an idea. You could use 1, 2, 3, 5 on the top 4 notes and play the bottom note with your thumb in the left hand, like this. One of the difficulties of these next chords is the speed of going from the 16th octave. So I play the first chord. Now the speed going from this 16th note octave to here. Here's the next group. From here to here. That is always a very difficult passage for students to play. Here's a tip on how to practice it. Take the top 3 notes of the first chord with fingers 2, 3, 5, go 4, 2, 3, 5. Okay, now practice the bottom 1, 2, 3. Go to your thumb 1, 2, 3. So you practice that several times, and this. Here's the next group. 2, 3, 5. Go to up to 3, 5. Up to 3, 5. Bottom 1, 2, 3. Now go to your thumb, because your thumb is going to play both of those notes on that chord. When you mix movements of going down and up, and you try to do that in one motion, the brain and the hand coordination doesn't work very well. But if you separate those movements, so you play this chord, then one movement goes to there. You play this chord, and one movement goes to there. Watch how I lead with my elbow. That's a big secret in doing this. If you work on this like I'm talking, where you always move into place and move with one quick movement, you'll be able to play these chords. If you have a small hand like I do, this chord is very, very difficult to reach. If you tip your hand, like I am tipping it toward the top of the piano, like this, stay on the very edges of the keys with your fifth finger and your thumb. When you push it down, then spring off of it like this. You'll be able to reach that chord. The same way with the next one, whenever you play this one. If you spring off of it, you will play it louder and you'll play it more accurately.